Hello guys, this is Tejeshwareddy.b. Welcome to our channel. Today we are going to discuss about Visakhapatnam Steel Plant privatization. Let's begin our episode. Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Chief Minister Y.S. Jaganmohan Reddy has shown alternate ways besides privatization that will yield profits, said YSRCP MP Vijay Sai Reddy, following the statewide bandh at the Madalapalam junction in Visakhapatnam against the centre's decision to privatize the Visakhapatnam steel plant. At the protest, which was held on Friday, Reddy also hit out the Telugu Desam party, who have also expressed opposition against the same and participated in the bandh. The state government is directly fighting the steel plant privatization, and Chief Minister Jaganmohan Reddy has shown alternative ways. If they are practiced, profits will come. The YSRCP opposed the decision to privatize the steel plant, he said. Chandrababu responded 10 days after the Chief Minister wrote a letter. TDP means Dharma Party. Naidu and his son Nara Lokesh are playing games on the steel plant issue. Resignations are useless. We will continue to fight this decision, the YSRCP leader added. Referring to TDP MLA Ganta Srinivas Rao's recognition from his post in protest against the centre's move earlier last month, the YSRCP leader also formed a human chain in protest against the centre's move to privatize the steel plant. Nearly all political parties and other organizations in the state except the BJP party participated in this statewide bandh, observed peacefully on Friday against the central government's decision to private the Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited (RINL), Visakhapatnam, popularly known as Visakhapatnam Steel Plant. In a significant move that is likely to trigger public outcry in Andhra Pradesh, the Narendra Modi government at the centre has finalized the privatization of Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, the public sector corporate entity of Vizag Steel Plant (VSP). The Union Cabinet has approved the privatization of RINL earlier this week, which has announced by the Ministry of Steel on Tuesday. A Navaratna PSU since 2010, RINL's Vizag Steel Plant, based in Visakhapatnam, is India's first shore-based integrated steel plant built with state-of-the-art technology. Commissioned in 1992 with a capacity of 3.0 MTPA of liquid steel, VSP subsequently enhanced its capacity to 6.3 MTPA in April 2015 and to 7.3 MTPA in December 2017. RINL is a wholly owned central PSU. However, the centre decided in September 2011 to divest 10% of its stake via an initial public offering. Somehow, the plan had been kept on hold for various reasons until the decision to privatize it completely now. Longs is the largest producer of bars and rods in the country with a market share of over 10% and has recorded an annual turnover of 20 lakhs 844 crores in 2018 to 19. The products of RINL include rebars, wire rods, rounds, structurals, balloons, and billets, and pig iron. And the company also markets the resultant by products like coal chemicals, ammonium sulfate, benzol products, etc. RINL has 3 captive mines and 25 marketing branches across India, and it is also in the process of setting up another unit, forged wheel plant at the Raebareli, Uttar Pradesh, while approving the strategic disinvestment of RINL a few days ago. The cabinet delegated powers to the alternative mechanism headed by the finance ministry to decide whether the subsidiaries of RINL will be part of the transaction depending on the feedback from potential investors, a government official said while briefing one of the cabinet. VSP has one subsidiary, Eastern Investment Limited, with 51% shareholding, which is in turn has two subsidiaries, Orissa Mineral Development Company Limited and Bisra Stone Lime Company Limited. The company has a partnership in RINMOIL, Ferro Alloys Private Limited and International Coal Ventures Limited in the form of joint ventures with 50% and 26.49% shareholding respectively. Notably, despite its commercial activity on par with any of its private competition, VSP had incurred heavy losses in 2017 and 2018 but recovered with a new profit of 96.71 crores in 2019. The previous made consistent profits between 2002 and 2015. According to the report submitted by the Union Ministry of Steel, Vizag Steel Plant is the only steel manufacturing PSE in the country that has no captive iron ore mine. The losses were majorly due to the lack of captive mines, due to which the RINL is procuring the iron ore supplies at market price, resulting in a loss of at least 5,000 on every ton produced. Protests emerge against privatization of Vizag Steel. Following the censor's announcement to private VSP, hundreds of employees and workers held a protest demonstration at the plant in Visakhapatnam on Wednesday. About 1 lakh people are dependent on the steel plant, including 17,000 permanent employees and workers and 16,000 contract workers. VSP was established in 1988 after a prolonged Vishaka Ukku Andhra Hakku movement in which 32 people laid down their lives and 70 legislature, including MPs and MLAs, resigned from their posts, demanding for the PSU to be sent up in Visakhapatnam. It is now the biggest PSU in the state, and the peoples will not allow privatization of our source of livelihood, said Jesta Ayodhya Ramu, president of the plant's recognized workers union. The union has called from a dharna on February 5, urging all its workers, employees and political parties to assemble at the Great Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation office in the city. The reason is simply government needs money. PSU have been in losses for quite some time, and most of the PSU in our country were established in collaboration with the Soviet Union. However, technological advantages mean that most of them have become outdated, the irrelevant. Further, our PSU recruit more managers and workers than engineers, and thus the advances often lag behind. We have high salaries of employees and money which is being poured into these PSUs haven't received the results. Further, like Mr. Gandhi quote, I can remove a chief minister of a state easily rather than the peon working in my office. which explains the job security of government jobs. So simply, people take things for granted. There are a high number of people who were recruited in initial years, and none of these PSU needs require such high workforce. Especially, most people paid anywhere between 15 to 20 lakhs for jobs on the pretext that they would get a high paying job, quarters, and other facilities. ITI skilled workforce paid between 6 to 10 lakhs. Like I mentioned above, people just got into there by paying money or through contracts or by using OR codes. The OR codes or rehabilitation codes were given to people who gave land for setting up. Cards are in place, they were sold in the black market, and most employees who retired used their contracts be to be employed as consultants with hefty paychecks. Thus, instead of improving the technology or the reward, even if we recruit a person who is really required, the government is worried that they might become irrelevant after some years. However, how just cannot remove them. So, privatization is the government's approach. The government too played its a part by not allocating the iron ore mines to the steel plant and thereby increasing the cost of buying iron ore. Just like BSNL, the government is worried that giving 4G services meant that they have to convert the existing users to 4G, giving the spectrum for less prices and recruit some new staff who again might become irrelevant after some years. So they hitched the plan of strategic disinvestment. Currently, reports say that the disinvestment procedure will take around 1.5 years to complete, let's say. Friends, this is my video. Thanks for watching. Honesty is the best policy. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Jai Hind.